The reason that we have called for this press release today, for this press conference today, is to inform the press and also the public as to the latest development in the Durian Tunggal matter. Before I tell you about the latest development, let's just do a quick recap. The three individuals, they were shot and they were murdered on November 24th, 2025. Now that has already been 7-8 months since the incident happened. And in the past 8 months, despite multiple protests, despite questions being raised in Parliament, despite the family asking for justice, there has been absolutely no action at all taken by the authorities. The police have not arrested a single individual. Not a single individual has been remanded. Not a single individual has been charged. The police have been sitting on it for the past 8 months, taking no action whatsoever. All that they've done is pay lip service. Oh, kita sedang siasat. That's all they've been saying. But there's absolutely no proof that they are actually doing any investigation. And it boggles the mind, because the minute that there is a murder investigation, the first thing that is done is that the suspects are arrested and remanded. That's the first thing. Here no one was arrested, no one was remanded, which is completely illogical, which makes us quite convinced that this entire investigation is purely, I wouldn't go so far as to call it a sham, but I would say that the police are not taking it seriously at all. And the reason is, we suspect it's because the suspects are police officers. And it does not make sense at all for the police to investigate the police, which is what is happening right now. Now, what the police said is that these three individuals were shot and murdered because they allegedly tried to attack the police. So the police are saying that it's self-defense. Now, the post-mortem reports show otherwise. It is clear from all three post-mortem reports for all three deceased that the angle of the shooting the trajectory is from top to bottom. Now, to illustrate this, I will show you the case of Postmortem. Now, Postmortem, if you look at the screen here, now Postmortem is one of the individuals who was shot. Now, if I may stand up so that I can actually show you. Now, for Postmortem, you see, this is where the bullet entered. It entered on his left upper cheek. Alright? And if you are shooting someone like that, okay, if you're shooting someone, the cheek, sorry, I'm using it as a model. If you shoot someone here, the bullet is going to come out at the back of the head. Right? So slightly downwards, maybe slightly lower. Okay, lebih kurang slightly like that is understandable. But here, you notice that the trajectory of the bullet is going downwards, more or less 60 degrees. And the bullet came out here, at the lower back. Now, it is very clear that the angle was like that. Now, if Postmortem was standing up, how can you shoot at an angle like that? That means the police officer would have needed to get up on a chair, stand on top of him and shoot. Is that what happened? Now, there's one more very, very interesting thing that has come from the postmortem report. Now, I read from the postmortem report, powder stippling was noted around the wound. I repeat, powder stippling was noted around the wound. Soot soiling was seen on the inner aspect of the wound. Now, what this means is this: there was soot on the wound, soot powder. Now, what is soot powder in Bahasa Melayu? I'm not really sure. Okay, it's like arang, you know, the soot.
Belerang.
Macam belerang.
Belerang.
So ada kesang-kesang hitam. Alright, so there was soot on the wound. Now, if there was soot on the wound, that means that the distance between the gun and the wound is very, very small distance. Because if you are shooting, if let's say I shoot Arjun from this distance, sorry Arjun, from this distance, there will not be soot on him because it's too far. There will only be soot if the distance is like this. We're talking centimeters. Only then there will be soot. So are you telling me that the police defended themselves, that this is self-defense, and you shot the person from centimeters away? Does this make any sense? In the case of Postmortem, it is very, very clear that the angle was from top to bottom. There was soot to show that the distance between the gun and the face, because you were shot in the face, the gun and the face was very, very small. So this is the Puneswaran. Now the other two, we look at Puspanathan. Now Puspanathan also, same thing. If you look at the diagram, okay, if I can show you. Okay, I think the profile view is the clearest, this view. Right. Okay, thanks Arjun. So can you see from the profile view that the angle is like this? Again, it is top to down. So the report for Puspanathan is very clear. And also for Puspanathan, the same thing, you also have the soot. So all three of them, the soot was there, which means for all three of them, the shooting was from a very, very near distance. And the last one, the third and the last victim is Logeswaran. Now Logeswaran is the only one where the bullet is not, the trajectory is not very top to bottom. It entered his forehead and came out the back of his head. So is it downwards? Yes, but it's not very downwards, it's slightly downwards. But again, also there is soot, which means that also from a close distance. Our bone of contention is that despite this clear evidence, the police have not arrested someone, have not arrested any police officers, have not arrested the perpetrators, and have not remanded anyone, have not charged anyone. And the even more shocking news is this: we just only got a copy of the post-mortem report about 2 or 3 days ago. The police have had a copy of the post-mortem report for the past 2 to 3 months. In fact, when we asked a copy of the post-mortem report from the police, they refused to give it to us. They told us, you go and ask from the AG's chambers. Then we asked the AG's chambers, can you give us a copy? They also refused to give us a copy. So this is the kind of runaround that they're giving the family. Oh, we have a copy, but we cannot give it to you. Why can't you give it to us? We had to take all the trouble. We had to pay 3,000 ringgit to the Malacca hospital to get a copy of the post-mortem report. So this is purposely, they're trying to inconvenience the family as much as possible. You know, a copy that we could have obtained from the government bodies refuse to give.
So this is very clear, okay, through the post-mortem, that the police's narrative that they were violent and police shot them dead in self-defense. So that theory actually can be refuted with this post-mortem. It is sad as what Mr. Rajesh just said. Okay, we actually cooperated fully. We personally, with the family, we spent more than 30-40 hours with the police and shared all the intelligence that we have. Matter of fact, I even shared the picture of the officer from IPD Jasin that actually shot dead Logeswaran. Alright? And also we brought in all the equipment to enhance the recording so that we can provide the special task force, okay, frame by frame, okay, where exactly the shot happened, okay, and who were there, and the officers and stuff like that. And we have given everything, and till today there's no forget about the charging them. There's not even arrest, and AGC sitting on the case since May 25th. That's almost 2 months now, almost 2 months now. And when we tried to ask AGC within their fraternity, they said this is a very complicated case. It is not complicated because there are a group of people trying to save those murderers. It's not complicated case. Okay, even without this post-mortem report, okay, our recording itself, okay, shows exactly the chronology of the execution. So and despite the cabinet minister YB Gobind Singh asking the AGC, no answer, and RN Raya and YB Ganapathy are asking in the parliament, the answer from KDN minister, okay, still under siasatan. We know the under siasatan for how long, and who are those people involved? That list I've already submitted to the special task force. If they pushing us that far without action, I have no other choice but to release some of the pictures of the suspects, since they do not know, or they claim they do not know. So that is that the narrative, the police's narrative that they had to gun them down because they were violent, do not hold any water, and that is very apparent with all the post-mortem report.
There is no more excuses for the police not to arrest them and charge them. The post-mortem reports make it crystal clear. It is completely unacceptable for the police to delay any further. We want the perpetrators to be arrested today, and we want the AG's chambers to immediately charge them in court. We just want justice. That's all.